it is wonderful to be here with so many friends and folks that are focused on some of the same issues that I've spent most of my career focusing on. So, good afternoon. I think it's afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I know it's been a long day. You were probably all up late last night watching events unfold, so I'll try it again. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's a little bit better. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, just in passing, what happened last night. Today is, as the President said earlier, he said, today is a good day for America, and I think to the extent that it will set a new tone for the country, bringing us together and reminding us of what's really important, as opposed to all the bickering that's been going on. I think not just what happened yesterday, but what it can do for the country as a whole. I think it's critically important, and it's important to remember all those people who have sacrificed so much for our country and are continuing to sacrifice so much for our country. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that I'm immensely proud and grateful for everything that they have done and continue to do. That said, I think there is clearly a lot that also needs to go on, not just from our security standpoint, but also for our national economic security. And there's no harder work and no more important work than that of all of you in this room. So let me say that I'm also very grateful that you all have come together, and Connie, thank you for allowing me to come here and join you for a little while. Because without all of you creating opportunities for jobs, helping small businesses all across the country, helping microenterprises get the footing they need so that they can grow to be larger companies and to employ larger numbers of people, I think that the country would not be where it is today. We all know, and we've seen the President talk about this, and Secretary Geithner and others, the economy is stabilizing. We're beginning to see that we're on firmer footing. We're, I think, seeing what some thought we were seeing a year or two ago, and that's the green shoots of growth. GDP has grown over the last year. I think it was 2.8% for the entire last year. But I think even with that and all the job creation that we've seen, 13 consecutive months of job growth, there's an unevenness to that economic growth. There's an unevenness to the number and the quality of jobs that are being created. And I think that broadly we're moving in the right direction, but there's also a great deal of work that we here in Washington, and also those of you that are all across the country, have to do to ensure that every American has the opportunity to work if that's what they'd like to do. And I think that's why the report that was just released today here is so important, because if we were able to support microenterprises in their job creation, that we could get to a place where every American that wanted to work could have a job. So we will continue to support everything that you all do, and that's part of why I'm here, is to talk about some of the things that we're doing in a meaningful way that can support your work. But let me just say that broadly, what the President is really interested in doing is he set forth a game plan for our long-term economic success. We have to out-educate, we have to out-innovate, we have to out-build the rest of the world. That's sort of the baseline. If we don't do that, we won't be able to continue to be the type of place that I think we all want our kids to grow up in. It's not going to be what we've seen before, a contest between Democrats and Republicans. This is not one where it's ideologues on either side fighting with one another. over what we do to get the economy stimulated and grow. It's a contest across the globe for jobs and industries. As the President says, it's about winning the future. We have to put aside our partisan issues. We have to find ways that we can actually support the growth of small businesses. We have to find ways to support the talent of our workforce so that they can fill those jobs that we're creating, and we can bring business and opportunities back to this country. That's in part why the President created his Council on Jobs and Competitiveness. I'm very proud to serve the President in that capacity, leading the Council, working directly with a wide range of heads of major organizations, small businesses, labor, and academics. Jeff Immelt is the chair of that organization, and I think it says a lot that the CEO of the largest company in the world, someone who is an outspoken and well-known Republican, agreed to chair the Jobs Council on behalf of the President, because it's time for us to find ways, again, to help grow business, whether they be large corporations or microenterprises. What the Council is all about is finding ways that we can support and bolster the economy and the prosperity of the American people. It's identifying those ideas and proposals that come to us both directly from the members of the Council, but probably more importantly, coming out and talking to folks at venues like this, going out all around the country, meeting with small groups of individuals, meeting with business owners, and getting ideas of the type of things that they're encountering on a daily basis that the government can either make a direct change on, or that we can work together with the private sector to find ways to support those businesses. I think the other key thing to know about the Jobs Council is that, unlike a lot of the other things that you see in government, the President said, this council reports directly to me. So he wanted to hear directly from the members of the council and directly from people in the public. It's not going to be filtered by other agencies. It's not being filtered by handlers. This is something where we're taking information and ideas directly to the President from the American people. The Council itself is spending time on a wide range of issues, from corporate tax reform to regulatory reform, ways to invest in our infrastructure so that we can ensure that our long-term competitiveness is secure. It's looking at innovative ideas to create jobs. It's looking at education and workforce development. But most importantly, I think, and most importantly perhaps for you all, there is a large focus on small business. And in fact, we have a working group within the Council that is wholly devoted to looking at the ways that we can support smaller businesses. And given my experience and career, I think you can guess that microenterprise and community organizations, community development is going to be a significant part of that discussion.